everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of the Supplement Institute. I am Kyle Johnson, your friendly neighborhood biochemist. Really excited to talk to you this week about a supplement known as Yohimbine. Now, if you look up the supplement, sometimes you'll see it advertised as Yohimbine. Yohimbine is the tree that this supplement comes from. It's an extract of its bark. So you're not taking Yohimbine, you're taking Yohimbine, the compound that we want to take. A lot needs to be said in this episode before we start. If you saw our berberine episode, you'll know that sometimes we got to give you some big disclaimers. This is one of those times. I am not a doctor. I don't play one on the internet. Consult your physician if you have any questions or possible contraindication questions. You need to talk to him if you're going to take something like this because it has interactions with other pharmaceuticals that you may be taking. Also, this is a very powerful compound that we're going to be talking about, and some people report having a whole lot of heart issues when they take it because of how powerful it is. This is one that needs to be super underdosed when you start taking it and build up a tolerance to it over time. I'm going to explain a little bit of the science behind why this happens in order that you're better educated and can make a better educated decision on whether or not you're going to take it. Yohimbine is taken because it's a fat burning compound, or increasing the amount of fat that you're burning as energy, and it's a powerful one at that. And one concern that is important to note with this is that if it's in a mixture of fat-burning compounds, a lot of times it's underrepresented how much is actually in that bottle. Because the efficacious dose is so small, it's hard to get an accurate representation on a bottle or how much you're going to get in each scoop of some sort of a fat-burning compound unless it's in a pill form. This is due to the efficacious dose being so small. Now, what is it? It's about 4 milligrams per 50-pound person. So if you're 150 pounds, it's going to be anywhere from 12 to 16 milligrams. And if you're 200 pounds, 16 to 20, it kind of just depends there. But you always need to seriously underdose this compound because the first couple times you take it, you're going to feel it pretty strongly. You might start sweating. You might feel yourself hyperventilating a little bit. If you're taking too much, you're going to feel your heart is going a little crazy, or you might get palpitations in your heart or something if you're taking too much. Now, as I said, this is a powerful compound. And because it's powerful, I want to explain the biochemistry of why it's working so well. And I'm going to talk like we're having a conversation, just you and me, okay? Because we're going to have to get into the nitty-gritty a little bit to understand how it's working. And I want you to understand. Yohimbine is working on a very specific receptor found on your fat cells known as the alpha-2 adrenergic receptor. Got it? Big word, don't worry about it. Alpha-2 adrenergic receptor. It is known to be fat suppressive. What Yohimbine is doing, it is antagonizing this receptor. That is another way to say it's inactivating. Antagonize is to inactivate that alpha-2 adrenergic receptor, which is fat suppressive, fat burning suppressive, I should say. There are also beta subunits on your fat cells, and these are known to increase lipolysis or fat burning. So not only is Yohimbine inactivating these alpha-2 receptors, alpha-2 adrenergic receptors, it's also stimulating the beta subunit via an increased release of adrenaline. This increase in adrenaline is likely why people experience things like heart palpitations, or they start sweating, or they have a bunch of nervous energy. It's because that flight or fight response is kind of coming up due to the increase in adrenaline. With that said, a lot of people report that after taking it for a week or two, they start to not have these side effects, which are due to the increase in adrenaline that is coming. And that is because that adrenaline release is not happening to nearly the same extent as you're taking it over time. So it's almost like you're building up a tolerance to it. And I get questions all the time from clients asking if they can start taking more as this happens. You need to know that is not necessary, and I do not recommend that. Always take the recommended dosage at 4 milligrams per 50-pound person. In fact, as I said before, start with maybe half of that when you're starting to take this supplement. The best time to take a supplement like Yohimbine is first thing in the morning when you wake up. You can put it in your coffee, but you want to take it on a fasted stomach, most importantly. You can take it with coffee. You don't want to take it with calorie. More specifically, you don't want to take it with carbohydrates. Now, this is because an activation of insulin, so any non-ketogenic based meal has carbohydrate, and if you're activating insulin, you are by definition going to inhibit lipolysis. I explained a lot of that in our carnitine video, which you can see here if you have any more questions on that. But just know, insulin spike comes from carbohydrates, and an insulin spike is going to lead to an inhibition of lipolysis or fat burning. So you want to be on a fasted stomach when you take Yohimbine. Or if you're going to eat with it, make sure it's a high fat, moderate protein, very low carbohydrate meal if you're taking it. Thanks for tuning in this week. All about Yohimbine, very popular supplement, but As always, I'm not a doctor, I don't play one on the internet. Please consult your physician if you're considering taking it, and if you're taking any pharmaceuticals, you need to consult your physician to see if there's any contraindications or if it's going to interact at all with pharmaceuticals you're currently taking. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on the Supplement Institute.